Let me ask you a question. What does it sound like when your grandkids are having the time of their lives? Is it that explosion of laughter from the other room? The thumping of little feet running down the hallway? Maybe it's the sound of a pile of building blocks tumbling down, followed by a triumphant, "I did it." For so many of us, those are the best sounds in the world. But then comes that other moment, the moment your grandchild looks up at you from the floor, holding a toy car or a picture book, their eyes full of invitation, and in that split second, your mind does a quick, painful calculation, the getting down part, the stiff protest from your lower back, the tight pinch in your hips, the thought of needing to grab onto a table to haul yourself back up, and maybe, just maybe, you say, "Oh, why don't you bring that up here to Grandpa?" Or, "Let Grandma see it from the chair." And you see that flicker of disappointment in their eyes. A moment of connection missed. If that feeling is familiar, then I want you to know you are in the right place today, because we're going to talk about the one specific 60-second stretch that truly helped me and countless others get back on the floor to play with our grandkids again. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. The 60-second stretch? Another one of these online miracle cures? And I want to tell you, I respect that skepticism. In fact, you should be skeptical. Our health is too important to be gambling on clickbait promises and junk science. So let me be perfectly clear. This is not a magic trick. This is science. And that 60-second number isn't a gimmick. It's not a shortcut. It's the optimal time that research, particularly from the world of geriatric physical therapy, has shown is most effective for adults over 60 to get real, lasting benefits from a stretch. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain and explain the simple, powerful reason why this works. We'll walk through the stretch itself, step by step, in a way that's safe and can be done from a sturdy chair. I'll show you how this one movement can be the starting point for a simple routine that reclaims your mobility. And most importantly, we're going to talk about how this small act can help you break the vicious cycle of fear and inactivity that robs so many of us of our independence. My promise to you is that by the end of this video, you won't just have a stretch to do. You'll have a new understanding of your own body and a clear, actionable plan to get back to creating those precious memories without pain and without hesitation. And a quick but important reminder, I am not a doctor, and this video is for informational purposes only. The information shared here is based on publicly available research from respected institutions in the fields of physical therapy and geriatrics. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please always consult with your physician or a qualified physical therapist before beginning any new exercise program, especially if you have pre-existing conditions, injuries, or concerns about your health. They can help you tailor a plan that is safe and effective for your unique body. All right, let's start by tackling that skepticism head-on and validating the reason you might have clicked on this video. We live in an age of quick fixes. Lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Reverse aging with this one weird fruit. Our inboxes and social media feeds are full of it. So when you hear the 60-second stretch, it's natural for your internal alarm bells to go off. It sounds too simple, too good to be true. Many of us, like our persona Robert, a 68-year-old grandfather I know so well, have been burned before. You try something, it doesn't work, and you end up feeling more discouraged than when you started. You feel like the problem is you. This experience creates a deep distrust, and rightfully so. The truth is, there is no single magic bullet that will erase decades of life from our joints and muscles overnight. Anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you something. But here is the other, more empowering truth. There are scientifically backed, highly efficient ways to make progress. There are methods that are smarter, not just harder. Our approach today isn't about finding a miracle. It's about understanding the specific needs of our bodies as they mature and applying the right technique for the job. It's about trading frustration for knowledge. The problem with most generic stretching advice is that it's designed for a 30-year-old athlete, not a 70-year-old who just wants to be able to pick up a grandchild or tend to their garden without their back seizing up. The key isn't to work miracles, it's to work smart, with the right information. And the most important piece of information we need to understand is why the duration of a stretch matters so much more as we get older. This brings us to the core principle of our entire discussion, the 60-second rule. Why 60 seconds? Why not 15 or 30, like we've so often been told? The answer lies in the very fabric of our bodies. Think of your muscles and connective tissues, the ligaments and tendons, like a brand new rubber band when you're young. They are pliable, elastic, and they stretch and snap back easily. As we age, through decades of movement, gravity, and life itself, that tissue changes. It's a natural process. According to geriatric physical therapists, our tissues gradually lose some of their water content and collagen elasticity. They become more like an older, slightly dried-out rubber band. It can still stretch, but it needs more time. It needs a slow, patient, gentle persuasion to lengthen. A study highlighted by experts in senior-focused physical therapy specifically looked at the most effective stretch duration for improving hamstring flexibility in older adults. They compared holding a stretch for 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and 60 seconds. The results were clear and profound. The group that held the stretch for a full 60 seconds saw significantly greater and more lasting improvements in their flexibility than the other groups. Why? Because it takes that long for the neurological signals between the muscle and the brain to relax their protective grip. When you first start to stretch a tight muscle, your body's instinct is to resist, to protect itself from a perceived threat of tearing. This is called the stretch reflex. It takes a sustained, gentle hold of close to a minute for your nervous system to finally say, "Okay, this is safe. I can let go now." For younger, more elastic tissues, this happens faster. For us, 60 seconds appears to be the sweet spot. It's the amount of time needed to move past that initial resistance and allow the muscle fibers to actually begin to lengthen and release. So, this isn't a shortcut. It's the required exposure time. It's honoring how your body works today, not how it worked 30 years ago. So now that we understand the powerful why behind the 60-second hold, let's put it into practice. We're going to learn the single most impactful stretch for unlocking the very area that often keeps us from getting on and off the floor, the hips. We're going to do a geriatrician-approved seated hip flexor stretch. Your hip flexors are a group of muscles at the front of your hip that lift your leg. When you sit for long periods, which many of us do, these muscles become short and tight. This tightness can pull your pelvis forward, leading to that classic low backache and making it feel impossible to straighten up fully or get down on your knees. Opening them up is like unlocking a gate that's been rusted shut. First, find a sturdy, stable chair that won't slide. A dining room chair without wheels is perfect. Sit on the very edge of the chair so that you have space behind you. Your feet should be flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Sit up tall, imagining a string pulling the crown of your head gently towards the ceiling. Your shoulders should be relaxed, down and away from your ears. Now, keep your left foot firmly planted on the floor, your knee bent at a 90-degree angle. we're going to stretch the right hip flexor. Gently and slowly, slide your right leg straight back behind you. You can either place the ball of your foot on the floor or, if you're able, the top of your foot. The further back you slide your leg, the more of a stretch you will feel. The key here is control. Now make sure your posture is still tall. Many people make the mistake of arching their back here, but we want to avoid that. To ensure you're doing it right, gently squeeze the glute muscle, the muscle in your right buttock. This action alone will tilt your pelvis slightly and deepen the stretch in the front of your right hip. You should feel a gentle pulling or tension right where your thigh meets your pelvis. This is the sweet spot. Now, listen to your body. This is the most important rule. Stretching should never be painful. If you feel a sharp, stabbing, or pinching pain, you have gone too far. Ease back immediately until you only feel that gentle tension. Once you've found that spot, we hold. Check your watch or a clock. We are going to hold this position for 1 full minute. And while we hold, we breathe. Take slow, deep, diaphragmatic breaths in through your nose, letting your belly expand like a balloon, and out through your mouth, as if you're blowing gently through a straw. With every exhale, imagine you are sending that breath directly into the tightness in your hip. Imagine it softening, lengthening, and letting go. Don't fight the tension. Breathe into it. It can feel like a long time at first. Your mind might wander. That's okay. Just keep bringing your focus back to your breath and the sensation of release in your hip. You're giving your tissues the time they need. You're having a conversation with your body, not shouting orders at it. After that 60 seconds is up, don't just spring out of it. Slowly, carefully, bring that right leg forward, back to the starting position. Take a moment. Notice how it feels. Then we switch sides. Plant your right foot firmly and gently slide the left leg back, finding that same point of gentle tension. Squeeze the left glute, sit up tall, and begin your 60-second hold with deep, intentional breathing. Doing this just once on each side is a powerful start to your day. Okay, let's just take a quick pause here and breathe. We've covered a lot of ground. I would be so grateful if you took just a moment to tap that like button below this video. It helps this guide reach more people just like us, people who are looking for real, honest solutions to stay active and independent. Thank you so much for that. Now that seated hip flexor stretch is incredibly powerful. It's the star player. But as any good coach will tell you, one star player can't win the championship alone. They need a solid team around them. For true, lasting mobility that lets you move through your entire day with more ease and confidence, we need to build a small, supportive team of stretches. The goal here isn't to turn you into a gymnast. The goal is to create a simple, sustainable 5 to 10 minute daily routine that becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. Consistency is far more important than intensity. As Kristen Vinci, a doctor of physical therapy, says, don't underestimate the value of small movements. It's a starting place, and over time, you will gradually improve. So let's add 2 more essential teammates to our routine. After you've done your 60-second hip flexor stretch on each side, let's address the back of your legs with a seated hamstring stretch. Tight hamstrings pull down on your pelvis from the back, contributing to lower back pain and making it hard to bend over or get out of a low chair. From that same sturdy chair, sit forward again. Extend one leg straight out, with your back straight. This is crucial. No slouching. Hinge forward from your hips. Rest your hands on your other bent leg for support. Again, no pain. Find that spot and hold it, breathing deeply for a full 60 seconds. Then, slowly come up and repeat on the other side. The final member of our all-star mobility team is a stretch for your chest and shoulders. We spend so much of our lives hunched forward, driving, reading, looking at our phones. This leads to a rounded posture, which can restrict our breathing and contribute to neck and shoulder pain. The doorway chest stretch is the perfect antidote. Stand in an open doorway. Place your forearms on the door frame on each side. Now, take a small, gentle step forward with one foot. You will feel a wonderful opening stretch across your chest and the front of your shoulders. Hold it there, breathing into your chest for 30 to 60 seconds. This routine, hip flexors, hamstrings, and chest, can be done in less than 10 minutes. It addresses the front of your body, the back of your body, and your upper body. It's a holistic, balanced approach that prepares you for the movements of real life. Now, I want to talk about something a little more serious. It's the elephant in the room for so many of us as we age. It's the fear of falling. This isn't just a vague worry. It's a powerful force that can dictate our entire lives. My own father, a proud man, had one bad fall in his kitchen. He started walking more slowly, more hesitantly. He'd refuse to walk on the grass in his own backyard. He stopped going for his evening walks. He was afraid of falling again, and that fear was making him less active. This is what experts call the fear-fall cycle. It's a vicious loop, and the science is startling. Studies have shown that a strong fear of falling can increase your actual risk of falling by up to 60%. It works like this. You fear falling, so you reduce your activity to be safe. But that lack of activity leads to weaker muscles. Your risk of falling actually increases, which in turn deepens your fear. As one physical therapist from Hinge Health put it, as you age, it's a case of use it or lose it. But here is where you get to rewrite the story. That simple 10-minute routine we just created, that is your weapon against this cycle. Every time you hold that hip flexor stretch, you are improving your ability to catch your balance. You are not just stretching muscles, you are building confidence. You are actively improving your body's resilience. You are choosing to use it so you don't lose it. This small daily act is a declaration of independence. It's you telling that fear that it does not get to be in charge anymore. So we come back to where we started. The sound of those little feet, the invitation in a grandchild's eyes. The goal was never just to do a stretch. The goal was to get back into the game of life, to be a participant, not just a spectator in the lives of the people you love most. What we've done today is build a bridge from I can't to let me try, a bridge from the fear of what might happen to the confidence of what you can do. Let's quickly recap the incredible wins you've achieved today. First, you've learned the critical scientific reason why a 60-second stretch hold is the most effective. Second, you now have a powerful keystone stretch. Third, you have a complete, balanced, and achievable 10-minute daily routine. And finally, you now understand how this simple routine is a direct assault on the fear-fall cycle. The next time you hear that laughter from the floor, the question in your mind won't be, "Can I get down there?" It'll be, "Which toy are we playing with first?" You won't be doing a painful calculation. You'll be accepting an invitation. That is the true power of these small, consistent movements. It's not just about flexibility. It's about freedom. The freedom to create memories, to be present, and to live your life not in fear of limitations, but in the joy of your capabilities. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which part of our discussion today was the biggest aha moment for you? Please, share your thoughts in the comments below. Reading your experiences and insights is not only encouraging for me, but it creates a community of support for everyone watching. And if you found this deep dive helpful and you want more honest, in-depth guides to staying healthy and active, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that little notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It's an honor to share this journey with you. Be well, stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next video.